Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a new announcement that Binance made today, and this is about the new launch pool token, which is going to be Automata or ATA, that will be available for farming using BNB tokens, BUSD, and DOT tokens, right? So the announcement reads as follows. Binance is excited to announce the 20th project on Binance Launch Pool, Automata or ATA, a decentralized service protocol that provides a privacy middleware layer for dApps. Users will be able to stake their BNB, BUSD and DOT into separate pools to farm ATA tokens over 30 days, with farming starting from 2nd of June, which is tomorrow. So what this token is all about is it's a decentralized service protocol that aims to provide a privacy-based middleware layer for all decentralized applications, right? So if you take any decentralized application right now, you can basically trace people who are interacting with the decentralized application or dApp, and again, you can kind of pretty much stalk them through their transactions and whichever dApps they're using, and ultimately find their actual address, right? So Automata makes it possible to have a privacy focused middleware layer where you will be able to kind of like protect your anonymity for several decentralized applications, right? This project is not yet available for trading anywhere, so if you want to obviously earn this token for free, you can stake your BNB tokens or BUSD or even DOT tokens in separate pools in order to farm your ATA tokens for a period of 30 days, which will start from tomorrow, right? So again, since it's available for people who stake DOT on Binance, it's obviously a Polkadot based project, which will definitely have a substrate based development, and it's going to be interesting to see if this project will be one of the projects that will eventually end up getting a parachain auction, right? Binance will then list ATA in the innovation zone on the 7th of June, 6 a.m. UTC, and open trading with ATA BTC, ATA BNB, ATA BUSD, and ATA USDT trading pairs. So again, just like every Binance launch pool projects, this project will also be available on Binance after a specific period, which is basically 7th of June, 6 a.m. UTC, and will be available on pretty much the usual trading pairs, which is Bitcoin, Binance Coin, BUSD, as well as USDT trading pairs, right? So let's look at some of the launch pool details. So again, the token name is Automata or ATA. The maximum token supply is 1 billion tokens, which is again a lot of tokens, which tells me that there's going to be a lot of inflationary yield farming or liquidity provision rewards associated with this project. Launch pool token rewards are going to be like 40 million tokens will be allocated for the launch pool, which is about 4% of the max supply. And the initial circulating supply would be 172 million tokens, which is 17.2% of the max token supply. And this token is obviously available as a BEP20 token on the Binance Smart Chain, along with its ERC20 version as well. And I believe eventually in the future, you can probably also expect to see this on the Polkadot blockchain as well, right? So that's something that you guys can obviously have in your mind. The staking terms, there's no staking terms, there's no KYC required, no upper limit, so you can kind of like stake how much ever tokens you want, and you will be able to farm this token passively, depending on the proportion of the tokens you are staking in relation to the entire pool itself, right? So that's something that you obviously know if you're using the launch pool for a long time, or if you're new, then this is something that will probably be like of benefit to you. So if you take how this token is distributed to the different pools, when you stake BNB, you will be eligible to receive a small portion of 28 million ATA tokens, which is about 70% of the total launch pool allocated tokens, which is 40 million tokens. and obviously BNB gets the highest pool share, so 70%. If you stake BUSD, you will be able to earn a small portion of 4 million ATA tokens, which is about 10%, and DOT is the remaining, right, which is basically 8 million ATA tokens, which is about 20% of the rewards, right? And the farming period is going to be from 2nd of June, 0 a.m. UTC, all the way till 1st of July, 11:59 p.m. UTC. So again, these are important dates. So if you have BNB tokens already locked, or not only BNB, even BUSD tokens locked in some other launch pool, and you want to earn this token, you can kind of like start farming from tomorrow. Again, for people who don't really know, if you have already participated in another launch pool platform on Binance, you may not automatically be able to use the same tokens. You have to obviously unstake your tokens and stake them back on this particular token pool in order to earn these rewards. You won't be automatically earning this reward while you're staked in some other pool, right? So that's something that I just want to let you guys know. So ATA farming distribution. So again, Binance has a policy where during a particular period of time, the staking rewards are going to be high, but after that duration is over, the staking reward drops in pretty much all of their pools. So let's see what it is for this token. From tomorrow all the way till 6th of June, the rewards are distributed as follows. So about 4 million of the tokens are going to be distributed, and you can clearly see that BNB obviously gets the highest with 2.8 million pool distribution on a daily basis. BUSD is 400,000, as well as DOT is 800,000. If you take 7th of June all the way till the 1st of July, you will only be able to share a small portion of the total 800,000 ATA tokens, which is distributed to BNB holders at 560,000 ATA tokens on a daily basis. BUSD holders will get 80,000, as well as DOT token holders will get 160,000 tokens respectively, right? Again, they also have a Binance research report, which is something which you definitely need to read, because this project, a lot of information about this project is not available anywhere else. In fact, you can only get information from their website, but it's all kind of consolidated and much more detailed on the Binance research report, so which you guys can access here by clicking on the blue link, right? So again, I don't want to cover the note option because we've covered all of these information in other videos, but just so you guys know, the snapshots will be taken on an hourly basis. Again, I'm just quickly skimming through this for people who are new here, and you'll be able to accumulate your reward on an hourly basis, and you'll be able to claim it directly to your spot wallet account, and you'll be able to see the APYs once the pool is live, and it will be updated in real time. You can't obviously, as we discussed, use the staked tokens in one pool to automatically expect to earn rewards in this pool. You have to, let's say, if you have 100 BNB staked in one pool and you want to earn this token as well, you need to unstake whatever amount from that 100 BNB and then stake it to this particular pool in order to earn 88 tokens for this particular pool, right? You can't kind of like expect to earn this token automatically, and you will be able to unstake anytime with no delays, and whatever pools you participate to, you will be able to do the same, not just for this pool token. You'll be able to like get any of your if you, let's say for example, you left some BNB tokens and you forgot about it after June 1st, once the pool is done, completed, your BNB will automatically be deposited to your spot wallet along with your ATA rewards as well, right? And you will be able to still be able to participate in any launchpad releases or any other VIP benefits that you may be able to avail. You'll still be able to participate in those while your tokens, while your BNB tokens are staked in this pool, right? So these are some of the quick recaps of the notes. So let's go to the Binance research page. Again, it's a lot of information for this project. I kind of like quickly skim through it, but we'll go through this together. Again, Please bear in mind that this token is, although listed on Binance, it could still be extremely volatile and risky. So I highly recommend you guys to do your own research, and Binance research is going to be the best option for this particular token, because they have provided some intensive research data and report, which will be definitely beneficial, and they've also added quick links for any of their information, including their white paper. So please review that before you invest your money on this token. So Automata Network, what is it? It's basically a decentralized service protocol that provides a privacy middleware layer for dApps, right? Again, something that we already discussed before. So Automata Network is a decentralized service protocol that provides a privacy middleware layer for dApps across multiple blockchains. The protocol enables several use cases such as anonymous voting and minor extractable value, or MEV, minimization by leveraging the latest cryptography and privacy protecting algorithms, along with trusted execution environments, TEEs. So again, as we discussed, this basically is a protocol that allows for privacy focused middleware layer integration on several decentralized applications, not only on one particular blockchain, but in fact on multiple different blockchains. Let's say, for example, Ethereum as well as Binance Smart Chain is a classic example. And what it does is it basically enables anonymous voting, which is something which is going to be a really interesting application for the crypto space in the future, as well as minor extractable value minimization by leveraging the latest cryptography and privacy protecting algorithms along with TEEs. So they're kind of using some specialized algorithms called trusted execution environments, or some specialized algorithms along with trusted execution environments, or TEEs, which will basically enable people to vote anonymously, as well as minimize your minor extractable value, which is a fancy term that talks about if you do some kind of like mining activity, you can kind of like anonymously do it using this MEV minimization strategy, right, which is also a part of this protocol. ATA is the native utility token of the Automata Network and has the following existing and planned use cases. So again, just like any platform, this protocol also has its own native utility token called the ATA token, and it has some use cases which are available right now, but there are many use cases that will be available in the future, right? So one of the main use cases is governance. ATA token holders can create and vote on proposals, platform features, and network parameters. So again, just like any governance component for any other crypto project, this project also has a governance component where anybody who holds ATA tokens can create on new proposals. You can vote on existing proposals, on the improvement of platform features, as well as any form of network parameters can be kind of governed by ATA token holders. Mining rewards: compute and storage miners earn ATA tokens by running applications and executing transactions for users on the network. So again, since I mentioned about the maximum supply of about 1 billion tokens, it was obvious that the large token supply was to incentivize user participation and mining participation by providing mining incentives in the form of ATA tokens, and that's pretty much the case here. So you can basically earn this token by computing or being a storage miner yourself and running applications and executing transactions within the network, right? Protocol fees: users pay miners for storage and computation work tasks. So ATA tokens can act as a means by which you can pay protocol fees. You can basically pay miners if you're using storage within this network, and also computational work tasks can also be paid using the ATA tokens. Geoed allocation: users can bound ATA tokens to participate in geoed auctions. So again, geoed auctions are something that we'll cover briefly in a few seconds, but again, it's quite an interesting kind of auction or allocation, which you guys can obviously read deep into by clicking on the yellow icon for geoed auctions. Basically, for now, we'll just kind of cover what it says. You can basically bond ATA tokens in order to participate in geode auctions. Again, we'll touch upon geode auctions in a few seconds. So, Witness is Automata's network's off-chain voting governance solution for voters who do not wish to reveal their identity while participating in governance at zero gas costs. Voter may also delegate their voting power to other addresses. Witness also supports Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and other substrate-based Ethereum virtual machine compatible chains, right? Again, there's a lot of information to unpack here. So, if you see, they have a product called Witness, which is their off-chain governance solution for voters. So, if you are planning to vote off-chain in the Automata protocol, you can do that using their solution called Witness, which will not only allow you to vote off-chain, but also provide you an opportunity for you to remain private or preserve your privacy during the process of voting, right? And this is also done in such a way that there is zero gas costs because it's happening off chain. So there's it makes sense for it to be zero gas cost, but it's still something that I believe many protocols in the future will start to copy or even try to replicate or build on top of this kind of feature in the long run, right? But Witness is one of its kind of like flagship product or solution that it's offering, and that's something that we can see more in other projects in the future, right? And if you're a voter and if you want to participate in the voting and governance, you may also delegate your voting power to other addresses, just like any other platform, any other voting-based platforms. Witness also supports Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and other substrate-based EVM compatible chains. Again, this is something that we already discussed before. You can obviously access this from Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, as well as any substrate-based, which means any kind of Polkadot or Kusama-based chains may potentially be able to integrate this protocol in the future, right? Automata Network is developing an MEV minimization solution conveyor which aims to create a front-running free zone as it arranges transactions in a determined order. This makes it impossible for malicious actors to basically inject new transactions into the conveyor output due to signature mismatch, or to delete ordered transactions as transactions are broadcasted throughout the network. So again, one of their second product that they're offering is conveyor. Again, remember when we discussed about them trying to reduce the reminder or MEV minimization solution that they were trying to offer before. That's something it's covered here in detail, and this is basically aiming to create a front-running free zone as it arranges transactions in a determined order. So again, basically what happens is there are front-running miners who kind of try to take advantage of price changes as well as price fluctuations, which kind of in a way hurts the users who try to use the system, and it's kind of like a way by which Automata Network prevents front running using its conveyor method, right? So that's basically what you would need to understand from this protocol. This makes it impossible for malicious actors to. So basically, by using the conveyor solution that they are offering, you will be able to prevent or make it impossible for malicious actors to do to do both of these things, right? Which is basically inject new transactions into the conveyor output due to signature mismatch. So you can basically prevent someone from injecting new transactions in order to you can basically prevent that from happening, right? Or to delete ordered transactions as transactions are broadcasted through the network. So again, you can kind of like delete any form of transactions that can potentially be used as a front-running kind of transaction, right? You can kind of use the delete option as well. So these are some of the main kind of features of the conveyor solution. So again, a total of 1 billion 88 tokens are available on this platform, on this that's a kind of like a total supply of this token, and the circulating supply upon listing on Binance will be 17.23%, right? Again, something that you already discussed before. So let's look at some of the key metrics as of today. So the token type is available in ERC20 and BEP20 formats. Total token supply is 1 billion tokens, and if you see the initial token supply is 17.23% of the total supply. The Binance launch pool allocation is about 40 million tokens, which is 4%. The start date is going to be tomorrow. Again, here they have kind of covered in depth about what Automata Network is. Again, I will let you guys read through this as a part of your do your own research, but they kind of are providing more information in a pictorial way. So again, if you see, Witness is one of their main off-chain voting, anonymous voting feature that's available, and Conveyor is the MEV minimization kind of solution. They also have another feature called Librarian, which is do no track indexing, which is also something that they've covered here. I don't want to go too deep into that, but they have a DAO that they're planning. You can also use a decentralized exchange, and any of the dApps that you'll be using through the Automata platform will be you will have the option of using it anonymously, right? And you can use it obviously on Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum. It's also available on Polkadot and Kusama, and they're also planning to launch it on Solana as well, right? So that's again, there's question marks, which means that there's going to be some form of interoperability which will be discussed in the future, but for now this is pretty much the preliminary information that's available through Binance Research, right? So Automata Network is a decentralized, again, this is something that they're covering again. We don't want to go through this. So again, I want to cover this particular paragraph. Automata Network is built by industry veterans and researchers with team members having previously worked at Zilliqa, Longhash and National University of Singapore. Founded in 2019, Automata Network is a recipient of the Web3 grant, which was on 2020, and a participant of the Web3 Bootcamp, Berkeley Blockchain Accelerator or Accelerator, which happened this year, and presented at the Polkadot Decoded main stage again, which happened this year. The team's investors include KR1, Alameda Research, IOSG Ventures, Divergence Capital, Genesis Block Ventures, and Jump Trading. Again, this talks about some of the people's background who's been working with the Automata Network, and they have previously worked with the projects like Zilliqa, which is obviously a less well-known cryptocurrency. Again, it's a project that we can probably cover in our channel in the future. They've also worked on Longhash and National University of Singapore, which is one of the most premier institutes in the entire world, and also in the entire Asian region. And they've kind of like received the Web3 grant from I think it's the Web3 Foundation. They've received it last year, as well as they've kind of like received several other accelerator projects funding this year as well. They've also participated in the Polkadot Decoded mainstream. I think you can access that on YouTube through the Polkadot channel, right? And they are basically invested, they have investors from Alameda Research. Is one of the most popular kind of like venture capital firms. They are also invested, they have investors who have a huge capital. Divergence Capital is kind of like also most notable venture capitalist who's invested in several different crypto projects. So the other names I'm not really familiar with, but they have some really big, heavy-hitting venture capitals who have invested in this project, right? And here they're talking a little bit more in detail about the Witness solution, which is again something that we discussed before, an off-chain voting governance solution where you can have an option. Again, they give you the option of hiding your identity, which will make it anonymous, and you can do it at a zero gas kind of cost, right, which will kind of be more popular moving forward. you can basically delegate your voting power and also be in multiple different chains. This feature is available in Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, as well as any substrate-based EVM compatible chains, right? So some of the features of the witness kind of solution is basically zero gas fees. Voting is conducted off-chain, so there is no gas cost, again, which is excellent. On-chain execution based on the voting results. The on-chain contract registered during proposal creation can be triggered. So again, even though the voting will happen off-chain, the actions, the votes will kind of drive on-chain kind of execution, which is good. And privacy, users can adjust and choose between different privacy levels from public to private voting. For private voting, only the voting result is published, whereas the voter identities and the number of votes will remain hidden. Again, this is the main feature here. So you can choose between public and private voting, and based on which settings you choose, you will have, again, if you choose the private setting, obviously, your results will be the one that will be published and not the identity of your user identity as well as your number of votes, right? All of that will be hidden. You can also delegate, basically providing delegation to someone else or some other address in order to participate in governance. That's also available through Automata, right? Automata Network is developing a MEV minimization solution, Conveyor, which aims to create a front-running free zone as it ingests and outputs transactions in a determined order. Again, these are some of the things that we already covered before. So Conveyor offers users the following additional features. So apart from offering the MEV minimization feature, it also offers these two kind of like features as well. Anti-front running, no front running transactions on the trading pairs that support Conveyor. So again, pretty straightforward explanation. Privacy on ordering. Transaction ordering is not revealed unless it is determined and unalterable. No one, including the hosting nodes, will know the ordering before it is decided. So again, when you are kind of having an ordering event happening on the platform, you can make sure that you can do it in a privacy preserving way, right? Again, the other details are not really fully relevant for the time of making this video, but you can obviously go to the website and dig deep into this if you are interested in learning more, right? So some of the recent news, again, they have been kind of like shouted upon by multiple different news articles. So that's something that you guys can obviously look into. So here are some of the progress that they've made. So if you take May 2021, they've raised $2.4 million in a strategic round joined by KR1, Jump Trading, and IOSG Ventures, again, which is a pretty interesting information. They've also presented on the main stage of Polkadot Decoded, which we already discussed before, mentioned on Bloomberg as a privacy-focused solution, which is pretty cool as well. April 2021, they've launched their Witness kind of solution, as well as supported by Plasm, Clover Finance, Crust, Bounce Finance, Math Wallet, as well as Seller Network. So several other projects support the Witness program. And March 2021, they've raised $1 million on a seed round co-led by Alameda, KR1, Divergence, and so on and so forth, right? So that's pretty cool. And they also got selected into the Berkeley Blockchain Accelerator cohort on March 2021, right? So here are some of the tokenomics. So for the seed sale allocation, they kind of sold 50 million ATA tokens at a price of 2 cents per token, and they raised about $1 million. The strategic sale token allocation was 60 million ATA tokens at a price of 4 cents per token, and the strategic sale amount was basically $2.4 million. So again, this is kind of the information on some of the seed sales as well as some of the strategic sale that they made before. So based on the price of the seed sale, it seems to be that, and also based on the max supply of this token, it seems to me that the token will be trading at some price point between 5 cents per token and even somewhere between 5 to 10 cents per token. So that's something that we can probably expect as an initial price point, but obviously on the day when Binance launches it, the price is going to shoot up, but it's going to dump severely because everyone who obviously participated on the seed sale round as well as strategic sale round are going to dump their tokens, and people who obviously minted this token more through their launch pool are going to probably dump it as well, right? So expect a lot of volatility immediately after the Binance launch date, but I believe that the token may have some form of a fair market value at between 5 cent to 7 to 8 cent range, but it can go all the way up to 10 cent per token, right? So again, it can also trade higher depending on how well it is received. So again, token allocation, you can clearly see that the Binance launch pool has 4%, seed sale is 5% of the total token supply, strategic sale was 6%, strategic partners and advisors will get 5%, the team gets 15%, the ecosystem and dev community get 30%, and protocol reserve is going to be 35%, right? So again, you can clearly see that they don't really have any form of like yield farming or other mechanisms listed as of now, but I can definitely see that it's going to be a core component of this token because of its because of the way I feel like it's designed. I believe that they do have to provide kind of like a reward mechanism where initially they're going to have a once the project itself goes live, initially they'll have like a yield farming incentive where they'll kind of give a bonus or something like that in order to give tokens to other people for free in order to retain them, right? So that's something that we can hear from them in the future. But if you see the token allocation, you can clearly see that the protocol reserve seems to be quite large along with the ecosystem and dev community, and the team is going to be the third highest, and everything else is going to be in the lower order, right? Again, it's the same information that we discussed before presented in a pie chart. So if you see the token release schedule, which is the most important information that people will be paying attention to, that the protocol reserve gets the curve kind of is seeming to be smooth. If you see the team, initially they get 0%, but over a course of 4 to 6 months, the team gets 1.5%, and then it slowly increases to 3.75, 4.5. I believe it's kind of increasing in a monthly or a quarterly fashion or once in 3 months kind of fashion to the team, which flattens out, which doesn't really flatten out properly. It's kind of like tactfully increasing. So that's something that you guys can look into. But if you see the ecosystem and dev community, that one as well as the protocol reserves slowly start increasing. But you can clearly see that the ecosystem and dev community contribution kind of flattens after June 2024, and then it kind of reaches a stability point, right? But you can see that the protocol reserve will continue to increase along the same curve pace where it started. You can clearly also see that after June 2023, the strategic sale, seed sale, as well as the launch pool kind of sale will kind of flatten out, indicating that there is some kind of vesting schedule probably in place for the seed sale as well as strategic sale. But I think the launch pool one, it's pretty much going to be the same thing, right? And I don't think the launch pool will continue to exist after it's available on Binance. By the end of this year, it will probably be mostly dumped, and that will kind of cause some form of price slumping, right? So that's an interesting chart to see. It seems to be quite organic, but again, you can come to your own conclusion on that. So the technical infrastructure, which is geode, which is something that I said we'll quickly touch upon. So again, this is the technical infrastructure, which again you guys can read through that, but it's a cluster of nodes and validators and how it interacts with the vendor and the provider. Again, initially this may seem complex, but once you read through this, this section, you will be able to understand more, right? I think Automata nodes are some of the most, kind of like robust nodes. So they have both the Automata Validators nodes as well as Automata geodes, right, or geonodes. So let's talk about the Automata Validators. So Automata Validators participate in proof of stake consensus finding. They are also responsible for any number of control plane related tasks, including managing the registration of both staking and hosting nodes, distribution of work tasks and rewards, marketplace for selling and buying computing power, right? So basically what this talks about is their validator nodes participate in the proof of stake consensus, and they're basically responsible they're responsible for the number of control plane and related tasks, including anything to do with registering both staking as well as hosting nodes, in order to distribute work tasks and rewards to the validators, and as well as marketplace in order for selling and buying computation power, right? So that's pretty much the main functions of the validators. When it comes to Automata geodes, they basically employ a number of cutting-edge technologies, including oblivious RAM, to successfully create an isolated and shielded environment for to conceal data access patterns. So Automata geode acts as this kind of cutting-edge technology that facilitates the middleware privacy layer for the different decentralized applications, right? So that's basically the main kind of like statement that's mentioned in this sentence. If you want to obviously dig deep on oblivious RAM, you can click on this yellow icon in order to learn more about that, right? But for the purpose of this video, I think that explanation should be sufficient. So this is an illustration of how the geode itself works. It can obviously be a little bit more complicated for retail investors. So again, for people who don't really understand this, all it basically does is it's providing an architecture of how the geode works. Geode obviously being the core kind of like node that facilitates in adding the privacy layer to dApps in the middlewares of the dApps. I think this is something that you guys can try to understand to the best of your ability. Otherwise, it's still fine. There are other resources on their website which may be able to provide you a little bit more clarity on this topic, right? So Automata planes are some of the other like kind of features that's available. So here they have like an animated GIF which can provide you an information about what a compute plane is and an Automata plane is, right? So again, this is something that I don't want to cover in detail because it's going to basically bore people. So community overview. Automata Network intends to develop a global community and establish a social media presence with regional basis, with the proposition of providing a privacy middleware layer for dApps across multi-chains. Automata Network aims to be recognized as the go-to privacy service for DeFi and the overall Web3 space, right? So overall, they're trying to build a very strong global community by establishing a social media presence, and since they're mainly focused on building a privacy middleware layer for dApps, they are going to be able to achieve their goals of linking the community in order to kind of be the go-to project for privacy services for DeFi, right? So that's going to be interesting to see how it will grow into. So again, here are some of the current community growth strategies that they are including. You guys can follow on this because it's something that's kind of like an additional information to understand how well connected they are with their community. Future growth strategies, this is something that we should definitely cover. So launch of marketing campaign in conjunction with Binance launch pool listing. So they're obviously trying to market their product because they do have a unique value proposition, which obviously in order to get a lot of traction from the community, they would have to market it in such a way that they can attract and retain people, right? That's basically what they're trying to do in conjunction with the Binance launch pool listing. Onboard influencers, including institutional and first-tier investors with differentiated know-how as well as retail community leaders. So again, they're also trying to bring in strong influencers from the institutional side. Again, this kind of hints at people at the status of Elon Musk or even Michael Saylor kind of people, because they are influencers in the crypto space who are also a part of large institutions that are interested in being long-term investors in the crypto space, right? So I think Automata is planning to onboard some of those people. So it's going to be interesting to see who those people are going to be. And first-year investors with differentiated know-how as well as retail community leaders. Again, this is going to be an interesting thing to follow up on. Extensive lineup of partnership announcements, cross-project AMAs, and interviews conducted with strategic industry partners. Again, they're planning on having more partnership announcements since they have already announced several partnerships with different blockchain projects as well as different crypto projects in general. I think they will continue to make progress when it comes to partnerships with several other projects and even probably even have a Coinbase listing in the future, in the distant future as well, if they manage to not only bring a lot of traction to their unique value proposition, but also if they manage to work with multiple different projects, it will only be a matter of time before Coinbase has its own listing of the Automata Network itself, right? So it's going to be interesting, and they're going to have a lot of cross-project AMAs and interviews and so on and so forth, right? Continued media coverage, leveraging on positive relationships built up with media outlets such as CoinDesk and Chain News. Again, they're planning to get a lot of positive coverage on medias. Launch of public MEV toolkit to cement and bolster through leadership around various topics. Again, so this is going to be something that they'll be trying to build on. They'll try to use their MEV toolkit in order to bolster leadership around different topics. Launch of ambassador program to contribute to and advocate for the project. Again, you will see a lot of people who will be paid to promote or be ambassadors of this project pretty soon. Organize community meetups, events and online webinars for greater exposure. Create product guides, demos and bi-weekly updates for the community. Again, pretty straightforward points. So again, that's pretty much it. We covered most of the important points for Automata Network. You can also access their social media on Twitter, where they have 4.9k followers, Telegram, where they have 1,000 followers, and Discord, where they only have 472 followers. So you can provide support to them on these platforms if you really think that this project is valuable. Again, you can also see some of the commits that they have. You can also see their GitHub links, their website, their source code, light paper, which are all valuable information for you guys to follow, right? So I just want to quickly wrap up this video by showing their website, because this is something that you may obviously want to look into before you participate in Binance Launch Pool. So you can go to ata.network, or you can kind of click the website link from the Binance research page to access their site. So they have a very decent website. Achieve privacy, high assurance and frictionless computation. Again, some of the core value propositions of the Automata Network. So again, since it's working with multiple different projects, they're also having logos of different projects that they've worked with, mainly trying to focus. These are the projects that will kind of improve on the value proposition and the privacy focused meta layer for their dApps. So again, traceless privacy, which is available through this platform, high assurance, frictionless computation, and those are some of the key kind of features, right? If you go below, you can also see what are some of the things that projects like Crust Network or Seller or some other projects that have worked with Automata Network are saying right now. And you can also see some of the latest information through their Medium post, through their blog post, as well as some other information about their progress on their website. These are some of the key investors which we already discussed before. You can also subscribe to their newsletter by adding your email and clicking on the sign up button, and also access other valuable resources as well, right? So again, what's my final thoughts on this? I'm going to allocate some BNB as well as some of my DOT tokens in order to earn this token passively on Binance Launch Pool. I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to rush to get this, so the APY is obviously going to be extremely low, but once the tokens are available for sale, it will be interesting to see what would be the initial price point this token will be trading at. And I strongly believe that this token will be somewhere between 5 to 10 cents per token, obviously giving a slightly decent profit for people who invested in the seed round as well as the strategic sale round. I do believe that as this project starts becoming, starts growing and improving on whatever it's mentioning, I think this project will kind of get a lot of traction. This project has some really unique value propositions which will eventually get copied to multiple different projects, and we'll see privacy focused meta layer kind of like solutions for decentralized applications, right? And as more and more projects start integrating this kind of privacy focused option, at least giving the users the option to vote in a privacy preserving way or interact with the dApp in a privacy preserving way, that will be much more empowering for the whole crypto market in general, because that's something that I'm pretty sure Satoshi has envisioned as a cypherpunk himself who focuses on privacy preservation. He probably would have, she or them would have probably imagined a decentralized world where you have the option of choosing to be private in using different dApps, or even using, when it comes to DeFi systems, DeFi protocols, you can use your privacy preserving option every single time to make any transaction, so that not only do you own your own currency, but also you can also be anonymous as well, right? So that's something that this project is kind of sowing the seeds for. I will be interested in following this project to see how far it goes and how it aims to achieve its goals. I will probably think of this as a long-term project, but again, depending on how well they perform, my thought may change. But by now, what I'm reading, as far as what I've read so far, I think this project has a lot of potential to be a long-term project, even though its tokenomics as well as the max supply is not really something that I'm really a fan of. It is still a good project that is going to be an interesting follow, right? So please bear that in mind, guys. Again, none of the information that's present in this video should be considered as financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor, right? Again, remember, guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.